Well, the streets are buzzing louder than ever. Beyoncé is finally making moves to divorce Jay-Z, and baby, it's all because of his alleged firstborn son. Yeah, you heard that right. Things are getting real messy, real fast, and honestly, it looks like Queen Bey has had enough. It's like this woman just can't catch a break with Jay-Z. First the cheating scandals, then the elevator drama, and now this. Every time you think it's calm in the Carter household, bam, another storm hits. So what's the tea this time? Well, y'all know Rymir's been out here for years trying to prove that Jay-Z is his father. And now, after all that back and forth, word on the street is a judge has finally ruled in Rymir's favor and told Jay-Z to cough up that DNA. Yup. The court reportedly told Jay-Z to finally take that paternity test and settle it once and for all. And girl, let me tell you, this is huge because Jay-Z has been dodging that test like it's the plague for over a decade. Like seriously, if you're so sure you're not the dad, why not just take the test and move on, right? But oh no, Jay's been running and running and running. And now we might know why. See, some folks are whispering that Beyoncé may have been behind that reluctance. Because let's be real, this woman has spent years crafting this perfect image of the Carter family, and she's not about to let a secret grown son pop up and blow that brand to pieces. Remember the cheating saga, the elevator showdown with Solange, the Lemonade era? It was scandal after scandal. Now imagine throwing in a secret child from the past that would explode everything they've built. And now, with the court supposedly forcing Jay-Z to cooperate, Beyoncé's worst nightmare might finally be coming true. If that DNA test goes public, ooh, honey, that fallout is going to be insane. And it gets even juicier. People are saying Beyoncé isn't just mad about the family image, it's about the money too. Some think she's worried that if Rymir is Jay's son, he could come for a piece of that $2,600,000,000 0 cents empire. Yes, billion with a B. Now let's be fair, people online have dragged Rymir for years saying he's just chasing clout or trying to grab some of that Carter cash. But Rymir clapped back with facts. He said, and I quote, "Everybody's looking at me saying I'm chasing Jay-Z. Said I want money, I'm doing this for fame. This was never about money for me. My whole thing was just to see who my father was. Got my own money. I worked 2 jobs. I take care of my own business." And get this, according to Rymir's guardian Lily, there was a time when Jay-Z's team was actually open to a relationship between Jay and Rymir. They even talked about putting him on Jay's record label because he's musically gifted. But then, boom, they learned about the whole underage situation and suddenly Jay-Z's team ghosted. Lily spilled, saying Wanda was only 16 when she allegedly met Jay, but might have lied about her age. She got pregnant, but didn't even know how to find him afterward. Lily said she got a call from Jay's in-house lawyer and they were acting real cooperative at first, talking music, school, the future. But as soon as they realized the age situation, everything changed. New lawyers stepped in and suddenly it was like Rymir didn't exist. And it didn't stop there. Rymir and Lily claim Jay-Z's legal team started pulling shady moves. They're saying they even tried to bribe Rymir's own lawyers to sabotage the case. Yup, you heard that right. According to Lily, she ended up suing their own legal team, claiming they secretly worked with Jay-Z's lawyers to get the case dismissed. The whole thing got thrown out of Philadelphia courts just like that.
It's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong.
Now, girl, given everything we know about how Jay and Bey handle business behind the scenes, are we even surprised? This feels exactly like something they do to protect that Carter empire. But Rymir, he wasn't about to give up. No, ma'am. He stayed in the fight and took that battle all the way to the Supreme Court. He wanted those sealed documents from 2012 unsealed, because without those, he couldn't get real justice. But the court wasn't having it. They said they didn't have the authority to reverse what the appeals court already decided. So, boom, another door slammed shut. But again, Rymir didn't quit. He filed another motion with the appellate division, hoping they'd reopen it. Denied again. But baby, the tea kept flowing because Jay-Z and Beyoncé straight up threw shade at Rymir in their song Heard About Us. Ooh, you remember that line, right? Billie Jean in his prime for the 1000th time, the kid ain't mine. They were basically clowning him in public, denying everything. But Rymir came back swinging. He released his own track where he fired shots, saying Jay-Z's washed and stuck in his old ways. He explained in an interview that the song wasn't about beef. It was about standing strong and letting the world know he's not going anywhere. He said, Jay-Z says, he's denied me 1,000 times. Well, then why not just take the test? And girl, his publicist backed it up, saying if Jay can express himself through music, then Rymir has every right to do the same. They pointed out Jay-Z's never even spoken to Rymir or his family, not once. So why is he ducking so hard? But then the spotlight shifted to Beyoncé. Rymir and Lily started calling her out too. They believe Beyoncé has been actively trying to silence this whole thing behind the scenes, using her influence, pulling strings, doing whatever it takes to protect the Carter image. They even claimed intimidation tactics have been used for years, and things got real scary after Rymir filed a civil suit. He said threats were coming in, and both he and Lily were afraid something might happen to them. That's when they decided to do an interview with Liz Crokin to get everything on the record just in case things got darker.
The Beyoncé thing came when a friend of mine who knew her, somebody in her camp, and she said something supposedly, this is all hearsay, about regarding saying Rymir needs to go away little boy, something to that effect. There was something out there.
And guess what? Multiple insiders told Lily that Beyoncé was the one who convinced Jay-Z not to take the test in the first place.
But people were saying that she's a big part of the problem for him, and some of the things that she was doing, a woman would not, she would have some sort of role in what her husband does. And if she was secure with herself and with the situation, not saying you gotta like it, she would help her husband.
So yeah, it looks like Queen Bey has been way more involved in this mess than anyone thought. And now the court is reportedly ordering Jay-Z to finally submit that DNA sample. And Beyoncé, she's done. She is not standing by as the supportive wife anymore. She never signed up to play stepmom, and she sure as hell isn't about to start now. Word is she's preparing to file for divorce, and let's be real, if she does, she's walking away with a serious chunk of that billion-dollar fortune. Now, the results of the DNA test haven't been released yet, and we don't even know if Jay-Z's taken it already, but judging by how Beyoncé is allegedly reacting, freaking out, planning her escape, it sounds like she knows the truth is about to come crashing down. Whew, this situation is far from over, and the chaos is just beginning. So with all this going down, the whole internet's holding its breath, waiting to see how Jay-Z and Beyoncé handle this next move. Because once that paternity test goes public, if it confirms Rymir is Jay's son, oh baby, the Carter brand might just come crashing down in flames. And honestly, it's not just about Jay-Z anymore. People are side-eyeing Beyoncé hard right now. Like, how much did she really know? How long has she been helping cover this up? Because let's be real, Beyoncé isn't the type to sit quietly while her image is at risk. She's been controlling her narrative like a pro for decades. Now here's what's wild. Rymir and Lily aren't just accusing Jay-Z of hiding the truth. They're saying Beyoncé was right there in the middle of it, using her power, making the phone calls, influencing lawyers, allegedly sending threats. You name it. And if all of that is true, that's a whole different level of scandal. Beyoncé isn't just the victim of Jay's past anymore. She might be a full-blown participant in the cover-up. They even said they were being intimidated into silence. Can you imagine? Like, this isn't just some celebrity paternity test. This is real lives being manipulated behind the scenes. Real legal tactics, real fear. Now look, we all know Beyoncé doesn't play when it comes to her business. She's calculated, she's meticulous. Every photo, every post, every move is curated. So if someone was threatening to expose something that could ruin her perfect image, you can bet she'd go into full defense mode. But here's the kicker. Despite all the smoke, all the whispers, and all the alleged dirty games, Rymir didn't back down. Not for a second. And you have to give it to him. He's been fighting this battle for over 10 years. Through the mockery, the legal tricks, the silence from Jay-Z, and even being thrown under the bus in music lyrics. He's still here, still speaking his truth, still chasing the one thing he ever wanted, acknowledgement. He doesn't want Jay-Z's money. He's not begging for a payout. He's been working jobs, making music, minding his business. All he's been asking for is the same thing any person would want in his position, closure. But at this point, it feels like it's gone far beyond closure. This isn't just about a son trying to connect with his father. It's a full-blown war between truth and image, between power and justice, between the Carters and the people trying to expose what really went down. Now with the courts finally stepping in and demanding that DNA sample, it feels like the truth is just around the corner. And let me tell you, the streets are talking loudly. Some sources say Beyoncé has already started separating her finances. She's gearing up to make her exit smooth and silent, but powerful. If this divorce really happens, it won't be messy. It'll be strategic. tragic. And you'll already know Beyoncé doesn't do anything halfway. People close to the situation say she's embarrassed, humiliated, and most of all, tired. Tired of defending Jay-Z, tired of covering up scandals, tired of being pulled into drama that she didn't create. She's reportedly done being the ride or die wife. She stood by him through the cheating, through the public humiliation, through all the lemonade-level heartbreak. But now, a secret son, possibly conceived with an underage girl, that's where she draws the line. And honestly, can you blame her? Let's not forget, Beyoncé's entire empire is built on precision and perfection. Her brand is bulletproof because she doesn't let anything slide. So this paternity scandal that's threatening to explode in her face, it's the last straw. Fans are already divided. Some are defending her, saying she was just trying to protect her family. Others are furious, saying she knew too much and stayed silent for too long. Meanwhile, Rymir and Lily are putting everything on the table. No more secrets, no more waiting for courts to maybe give them justice. They're speaking out, loud, clear, and fearless. And that interview with Liz Crokin, that was their insurance policy, just in case something goes sideways. Because they're not just fighting for Rymir's identity anymore. They're fighting to make sure the truth can't be buried, because let's face it, the Carters are powerful. They've got billion-dollar influence, but even the biggest stars can't outrun a truth that refuses to stay hidden. And now, with Beyoncé supposedly preparing to divorce Jay-Z, it looks like even she's choosing to jump ship before the fallout gets worse. But here's what's crazy. Despite everything, Jay-Z still hasn't publicly responded to Rymir. No statement, no denial, no acknowledgement. Nothing, just silence. And girl, silence speaks volumes. If he truly believed Rymir wasn't his son, wouldn't he have taken the test years ago? Wouldn't he have shut this down before it spiraled into this public circus? But instead, he ran, hid behind lawyers, let Beyoncé take the hits, let his legal team fight the battles he was too scared to face himself. Now it's all catching up. And the empire? It's cracking. We're talking about one of the most iconic couples in entertainment history, possibly breaking up in real time right before our eyes, and it's all because of a truth that was buried for too long. The Carters have been the blueprint for power couples, music, fashion, business, but behind all that glam was a secret they thought would never come to light. And now it's out. Or at least, it's coming. So yeah, Beyoncé is done pretending. She's not standing by Jay-Z for this one. She's not about to be dragged into another scandal. And she's definitely not about to play stepmom to a grown son she never asked for. Divorce is on the horizon. And if the paternity test comes back positive, which, judging by the panic, might very well be the case, that's going to be the final blow. So let's just sit back and watch this drama unfold. Because one thing's for sure, this isn't over. Not even close. Rymir's not backing down, Beyoncé's not covering anymore, and Jay-Z, well, let's see how long he keeps running. What do y'all think? Is Rymir really Jay-Z's son? Did Beyoncé help cover it up? And if she divorces him, how much of that $2,600,000,000, 0 cents, do you think she's walking away with? Let's get into it, because this tea is boiling hot and the streets are not done talking.